evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris is back for some more Hearthstone Arena action. Here we're going to wrap up a Warrior Arena run that we started in the last video. We had two pretty strong games, although I made some misplays. And I don't feel like I wrecked my opponents. It was just, you know, a strong deck. Against the mage, I was definitely helped when Bane of Doom flipped me a 6/6. I mean, getting a 6/6 for 5 mana is pretty good. Getting a 6/6 for 5 mana and killing a creature is redonk. Okay, let's take a look at this hand. Actually, this hand looks totally fine. I'm going to keep it. So the idea here is that I've got global removal in case I start getting overrun. Hellfire, by the way, 3 damage to all characters for 3 mana. 3 damage is just nuts. It's a really crazy amount of damage. And I've got a 3-drop here in case I need it. It is unlikely that that the Farseer's effect will be wasted, because I'm probably going to be drawing a card. Ah, this is interesting. Well, this is an important point. Don't play a Voidwalker here, because the Northshire Cleric can then just run into it, get healed, and draw a card. So I'm going to just draw a card myself. Ah, Shattered Sun Cleric. Good times. So next turn, we can play this, restore some health from my life tap, and then threaten to kill the Northshire Cleric without giving it any chance to heal anything. Depends on what my opponent has for 2 mana. He does have the coin. Ah, slow start for my opponent. That is unfortunate for him, because now I can do this. And I'm threatening to kill this thing. Now, given that he had nothing for 2 or 3 mana, it seems above average likelihood he's going to have a Shattered Word, Shadow Word Pain for this, but I'm okay with that. So long as this thing doesn't get to draw cards, we are good to go. Uh-oh, this looks like a taunt, maybe Ascension Shield Master. Ah, Defender of Argus. Ooh, it doesn't quite do the job, I'm afraid. Doesn't quite do the job. Oh, what? A Circle of Healing? Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. Oh my God, is all I have to say to that. Oh my lord. Well, luckily Shattered Sun Cleric is a really good card, so we're going to do that. Kill this thing off. Circle of Healing. I was like, oh, no big deal. Apparently it is a big deal. So I can play a Voidwalker. But it'll just die to the Defender of Argus, and then these creatures will still die to the Defender of Argus when we run into them. So I don't see much point in getting this onto the field. I guess, no, I just don't see a point. If this took a damage, I could finish it off with the Blue-Glow Warrior, but that's still just spending 2 cards to take out 1. I'm not going to devote that much effort to getting rid of a 3/3. Alright, he got a Tazdango. Little does he know, if he doesn't kill this thing, Tazdango is going to bite it. Oh man, my opponent is about to hate his life. So look at this. My opponent could have killed this 4/2. Should have killed this 4/2. Instead he left it alive, and now we're going to have this situation. Now this deals 5 damage, kills his Senjin. This kills his 3/3, and I can finally play this Voidwalker in peace. Note that I did have to kill his 3/3 because this has Taunt, which means that it could have been targeted by his defender if I didn't finish it off. Well, the Shattered Sun Cleric's in an interesting spot. A Holy Smite will kill it, as will Holy Nova, but it doesn't look like this is a good time for Holy Nova, and Holy Smite would be good. But Shadow Word Pain, Shadow Word Death do not kill it here. Oh, did he just top deck a Holy Smite? Boo. He top decked a Holy Smite. Well, that's life, folks. That is life. Handa. Sarah, that's nice. I have good luck hitting my legendaries in Arena. Well, I think what we're gonna do is Demon Fire. I could use it to buff my Voidwalker to be a 3/5, and then I could hit this thing. The problem with that is he would be at 2 health then, where he would die to Holy Nova. Whereas if I don't buff him and use Demon Fire on this directly, it's just gonna stay at 3 health, and I like that. So what we'll do here is we'll use this Murloc while it's good. Hang on to the Demon Fire for later. Play a Yeti to press my advantage, and put the first damage onto the board here. So even with Circle of Healing for 0 mana, drawing my opponent 2 cards, he actually still has card disadvantage, 6 versus 7. And it's mainly all because he didn't kill my 4/2 when he had the chance. Was it a mistake? I mean, you could say it was a calculated gamble. He's like, well, I'm going to gamble that my opponent has no way to buff my creature's attack by 1. Oh, wow, this Voidwalker is earning his keep here. He is preserving my other stuff. That's a pretty good way to pop Divine Shield. Let's think about this. So I could just straight up kill this thing, drop to 1 health, be vulnerable to Holy Nova. Well, that seems fine, though. Or I could just trade the Defender of Argus, so take it off the board, and leave this thing at fuller health. Well, I think what I'm actually going to do is draw a card, because you always want to draw cards first. Bane of Doom. Ah, crap! I can't quite do it. It's 2 damage. This is 3, and if I attack with either of these, it dies. Okay, what we're going to do then is the following. We're going to play this guy. Gonna ignore his stuff, and we're gonna just swing. So basically, if my opponent finds a way to remove this Vogelshan Warden and buff this, then the Yeti will trade in for it. Otherwise, we should be okay. Ah, Cult Master. Oh my god! Oh my god, that's gonna be really good to Bane. No! He has the Shadow Word Pain. Ah, crap. So he's gonna get to kill my Argus and draw a card. I was really hoping I could kill the Cult Master before he could get a card out of it. Luckily, though, a card isn't that big of a deal, so I'm gonna Bane of Doom here. Let's see, do I want to draw a card? This is the thing about Warlocks. You always have to ask yourself if you're going to draw a card. So I'm going to do this. 3 mana left over. I could play this thing. Now draw a card. Well, I think it's actually better to play this than get a card. So we're going to play this. And we're going to Bane of Doom. Wow, that is a very good answer to Cult Master. Really? Well, okay, so we had a Dread Infernal, which won the game for us. And then the other 2 times we used it, we got Blood Imp. I'd say that so far Bane of Doom has been a smashing failure. Luckily, though, it does push this above Holy Nova. Okay, I take everything back. That was really good that I didn't just die to Holy Nova right there. Have to acknowledge this. Ysera, conveniently, is a 4/12. My fear is that mind control will happen. That is a fear I have. Let's see. If I play Ysera, swing for 7, take my opponent down to 10. He's going to mind control. Doesn't have enough mana to heal. So he'll be at 10. What will I be able to do then? Well, neither of these is a demon, so I can't pump it with Demon Fire. I'll be able to swing for 7. I will actually win. I will win if Ysera gets... Wait. No. The Acolyte will actually kill this off. So let's see. He'll be at 10 health. Not enough mana to heal. Swing. Draw a card. Still 10 health, 4 plus 4 is 8, and I have Hellfire for the kill, taking him to 11. Okay, so I'm, basically, what I'm doing here is I'm playing this, but I've accounted for mind control. I have made sure that I'm okay. And this, by the way, for all the people claiming that, like, mind control is overpowered, this is why it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't really pull you back that much into a game you're losing. You have to be at least kind of close. Okay, so no mind control for my opponent, which is just as well, and then I'm going to kill him. Give a minion +5/+5 at the start of your next turn and destroy it. That's cool. Wow, that's really good. I mean, it's a dream card, so how often are you going to get to play with these? But I mean, it's really good because it's way better than Power Overwhelming. Since the Power Overwhelming dies on your turn, this not only is cheaper and gives a bigger buff, but it means that if you put it on a taunt, the taunt will live to terrorize your opponent. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and do this. And we're going to do this. And let's actually play Hellfire. I hope my opponent doesn't complain about that too much, because I really do want to cast a spell, finish off that daily. And well played. So Ysera was nifty there, but I was going to win without it. 4 plus 4 plus 11. Or, sorry, 4 plus 4. Oh, no. I think my opponent was at 12 health. Yeah. Well, actually, Ysera also attacks for 4. So yeah, 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Yeah. It was going to be the win, even without the Nightmare card or whatever. I just played that to make progress on my daily quest. Okay, well, that was a really strong game. I think I was even a stronger win than my other 2. And I have to admit, the Blood Imp that I got from Bane of Doom was actually really good, because it saved my Fairy Dragon from dying. Now, of course, if it had been a demon that itself survived Holy Nova and could deal damage, it would have been pretty much the same effect. Shadow the Paladin. I feel like I've played this person before. It seems like a familiar name. Wow. Well, you know what? This is a really good hand. I don't actually just really even like this creature. So we're just going to ship him back and hope for something better. There we go, that's fine. I would actually use this against a recruit. I have no problem using that against a recruit. Draws me a card, so I basically come out ahead. Alright, we're going to go ahead and coin out the Knife Juggler. I mean, here I think it's pretty easy that you want to use your coin. Not only do you get to play this guy and fling a knife, but start dealing some damage, and then you got the buffs coming on. You just want to get all your creatures out there. Acidic Swamp Ooze. Well, it's a pretty good answer, actually, to Knife Juggler. Nothing fancy, nothing special, but, you know, it's going to trade with him. So what we'll do here is we'll play this guy. Hope the knife goes to my opponent's face. It does. And I am actually going to trade here. So if my opponent has Shattered Sun Cleric, the Acidic Swamp Ooze will actually get to kill the Imani Berserker, but I have Mortal Coil for it. If I didn't have Mortal Coil, I would have actually run into the Ooze for fear of Shattered Sun Cleric being uber value. Looks like there's no Shattered Sun Cleric to my opponent, so that's fine by me. Scarlet Crusader, Man, my opponent's got good answers to my questions here. Is Blood Imp going to save me? Yes, it is, actually. We're going to do this. Yeah, we're going to play Blood Imp in favor of Shattered Sun Cleric. So what I can do is pop Divine Shield, get enraged, and then play Mortal Coil. Draw a card. Bane of Doom. Alright, that'll be nice to have. So the best card my opponent could have here is Consecration to kill my 2 creatures, but they already killed one of his creatures, so I'm not really falling behind on cards, per se. It'll be 4 versus 4, and I'm drawing first and playing first, so I'll be fine with that. Main problem is that my Shattered Sun Clerics will get wasted. Ah! My opponent does not have Consecration. This is happy news for me. Is there any way that I could save both my duders? At their computers, Hellfire kills my own stuff. I wish I could have Consecration. Shattered Sun Cleric doesn't quite do it. They could put either of them at 2 health, which still dies to both of these things. Bane of Doom would be amazing, but unfortunately I am 1 minute short. Well, what I'm going to do here, I think, is play Shattered Sun Cleric, buff my Blood Imp. Well, no, my Blood Imp is Stealth. That's interesting. Yeah, I'll just buff this thing. And we're going to just swing for 6. I'm tempted to use the Blood Imp to kill this Loot Hoarder. But it's kind of nice that having that here so that the Loot Hoarder dies to my Shattered Sun Cleric. Unfortunately, I have a sense that he's going to trade both of these creatures off for my stuff, so Bane of Doom is not going to be playable. But my luck continues. I seem to be very, very good at drawing my legendaries when I draft them. Alright, he should have done that first before putting the weapon, because you always want to draw cards first. But I'm actually kind of lucky here, because my opponent left me with Bane of Doomable target. So I'm glad I did not use this Blood Imp to do anything with. This is pretty nice. Get a random demon, kill a creature. That's fine by me. Succubus. Oh my god! Well, it's not the luckiest thing I could have gotten, because it dies to True Silver Champion. But I really shouldn't complain too much, I guess, because, you know, I did get a free demon. This is actually a real problem. I only have really one good answer to this in my deck, and that is my Spellbreaker. I didn't get any Siphon Souls. Not that you should expect to, because those are a rare. But let's draw a card here. Raging Worgen. I don't think that's really playable. Boy. Alright, I'm going to make a bit of an unorthodox move. I'm going to throw away my Blood Imp to pop the Divine Shield and play a Raging Worgen. So the idea here is that if my opponent uses the Sunwalker to attack the Raging Worgen, then Hellfire will wrath him. Well, we'll kill this off, and then whatever else he might play. I kind of have 6 points of burn here, which takes my opponent down to 11, barring the Justice dude who heals for 6. Yeah, I had a good start, but my opponent managed to come back. I had really great early drops, but so did he. And I didn't have removal is what I didn't have, so I wasn't able to clear out his board after playing my drops. Well, let's see what my opponent's got. Hopefully it dies to Hellfire. Oh my god, that's really frustrating. A, that does not die to Hellfire. B, he's going to get to replay that stupid thing. Jeez. Why is everything not dying to Hellfire? Well, luckily Stampeding Kodo is a good card. Am I going to play this after it? Yeah, I will. So I'm going to kill his monkey, and I'm going to play this. So the reason I'm playing that is, again, if he uses his panda to kill it, it's going to be vulnerable to Hellfire. I'm really hoping I draw my Spellbreaker at some point here. That is really my only good out against this Sunwalker fellow. An interesting decision by my opponent to kill my, I guess my Kodo is a bigger card, so I can't really blame him. Yeah, never mind, that makes perfect sense. I could run in, pop the Divine Shield, play Hellfire, kill the thing and that thing, take this on to 2 health, and it still really sucks. Let's draw a card, let's see if I can get to my Spellbreaker. Nope. Well, damn it. Let's just play this stupid guy, I guess. And we'll pass the turn. Man, the Sunwalker being played twice is backbreaking. Unfortunately, while the Ysera was in the correct half of my deck, the Sunwalker is not. My opponent can actually start to attack me if he wants, taking me down to 13 health is a little bit terrifying. Plus, of course, he has the full turn with 9 mana. I really need for everything he plays to die to Hellfire, or else I'm screwed. These 4 toughness creatures are going to be the death of me, literally. Damn it. Oh, no! Now it's 5 toughness. Ugh. Well, actually, that's kind of cool, though, because it means I can attack it directly. That might be good for me. We'll see. We'll see. I do have 2 Hellfires I could actually use if I wanted. So the question is, does my opponent choose to go for the throat, or does he choose to trade? Oh, he feels confident, so he is going for the throat, which is a bit scary, because now Hellfire is damaging me. I'm officially behind in the race. Dread Infernal. I cannot Dread Infernal and Hellfire, much as I would love to. That would be a really great way to pop this Divine Shield. I simply cannot do that, however. So what we're going to do is this. I am going to pop the Divine Shield, and I'm also going to hit that guy. And then we're going to play Hellfire. And think. So I could play another Hellfire to finish this off, but I think what I'd actually rather do is heal myself. And I'm not going to draw a card. I have plenty of cards. Cards are not the problem here. The problem is life. So he's got a bit of a better board, although these creatures do trade. He gets the first hit on me. It's really a matter of what he can do with 10 mana. That's a pretty good thing to do with 10 mana. Ah, fuck. Sorry. Sorry. What does he got here? Does he have a healer? So now I can use this in Hellfire, but that's 4 damage to everything. This guy would actually still live. I'm getting really low. Even after Hellfire, I'm really, really, really low. Okay, let's think actually about this very, very carefully. I can play this Bluegill Warrior, I can buff it, I could run that in and kill that guy. The Stormwind Champion, though, is a problem. I could run this thing in, and then play Hellfire to finish it off. I'm down to 5 health. That's just a scary place to be against a Paladin. That is 9 of my mana. Ysera is tragically unplayable, I will just lose the game. Yeah, I'll lose the game on the spot. Is Dread Infernal playable? This will take it down to 2 health. Down to 5 health. But the issue is, I really want this guy to run into the Stormwind Champion. Because if I just play Hellfire, this thing dies. Now, I could play the Shattered Sun Cleric to buff this up to 4. Play Hellfire. That dies. That dies. This dies. Then this thing lives to run into the Stormwind Champion. Ah, that's interesting. Then I can actually play the Bluegill Warrior and attack. I think we'll actually do that. That puts more damage onto my opponent, and it lets me keep the Bluegill Warrior on the board. So we're going to do this. Then we're going to play Hellfire. Then we're going to kill that thing. Sadly, the Bluegill Warrior doesn't quite have enough oomph. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. And we're going to swing. So, Paladins do have things that will end the game right here. Avenging Wrath will do it. True Silver Champion will basically do it. Argent Commander will basically do it. Okay. Alright, that's fine. As long as he doesn't do anything else. Oh, what is he holding on to? I think he has a lot of buffs. Well, I hate to do this, but I think I have to. I'm going to pop Divine Shield like that and play Dread Infernal. Now a True Silver Champion does end the game. For that reason, I'm going to play the Ooze. There's no point in keeping this for weapons if the weapon that he would play would kill me on the spot. Well, I'm threatening to win, comically enough, but so if he doesn't have an Argent Commander, True Silver Champion, Avenging Wrath, or whatever to finish me off, I could decently get... Oh, no! Does he have Consecration? Hammer of Wrath. Ah, no Consecration. Okay, he's going to draw a card. How good is this top deck? It's pretty good, albeit buggy. Okay. Let's see what I get before we make any commitments. Demon Fire. That's actually not a very good card under these circumstances. It's actually, yeah, I really want to buff this, but it's not a demon. Alright, we have to make a very difficult decision here. If I play Ysera, I can't play Demon Fire, which means that Blessing of Kings will win. I suspect he is holding buffs, because he's been holding on to some cards for a while and making some really crappy plays. So much as this hurts my soul, what I'm going to do is draw a card, because I don't just want to play Demon Fire on this. I feel like my chances of winning increase by going into 2 health. Like, basically, I expose myself to what? I expose myself to the Charging Merfolk, which I'm pretty sure he would have played already. I expose myself to... Like, what Hammer of Wrath. Wow, I'm 1 hit point above Hammer of Wrath, actually. That's actually worth considering. Maybe I shouldn't do it. I could, of course, top deck Power Overwhelming. And actually, that wouldn't win the game, because it'd only be 7 damage. Alright, we're not going to draw a card. Are we? I gotta think very carefully about this. I think I'm going to draw a card. I think what I expose myself to is not as bad as the alternative. Okay, so we're going to do this. Going to kill the creature in case he's holding on to buffs. Now we're going to play a Shieldwind Yeti and pass the turn. So if he has Hammer of Wrath, he has Hammer of Wrath. But I felt like my odds were better by drawing a card. So now, because I drew a card, I put Shieldwind Yeti on the board. That means Power Overwhelming does win, barring taunts. Black Knight, that's epic. Is that what he was holding on to? Oh no, I'm gonna lose the game now. I'm gonna lose the game if I don't get power overwhelming. Fen Creeper, dead? Does that hang in there? I mean, technically it hangs in there. This will lose the game for me on the spot, so we're gonna pass the turn. Well, if he has silence, he's gonna win. No! He got the silence! Oh, golly, Jesus. Well, I think I made the right call there, because life tapping, because if I hadn't drawn the card, I wouldn't have had the Yeti in time, and I wouldn't have ever drawn the Fen Creeper. So I gave myself the maximum odds. But, yeah, it's a good game. I wonder if I misplayed it at some point. I don't feel like I did, which isn't to say that I didn't. Sometimes I will watch my own videos and realize that I made, like, horrible mistakes that were, like, obvious. But yeah, that was close. 2 Hellfires kept me in the game, but because they damaged me directly, well, actually, no, my opponent had plenty of damage to spare there. He just didn't do anything for several turns, and all of a sudden he got everything he needed. Darn it. That sucks. Alright, well, this hand is not as good as my last one. Let's go ahead and keep the Shattered Sun Cleric, because it is really, really good. And hope I draw a 1-drop or a 2-drop. To use the Shadow Sun Cleric on. Nope, not a chance. Man. Where were you last game? I needed you really badly. Okay, so we're going to play everybody's favorite game of Prey that Wanksty the Warrior does not have a Fiery War Axe. That is the game we play. Monty Berserker, well, I have to play mine. I mean, I have to. There's just not really an option there. But because he played his first, he has the edge for sure. He could play Shattered Sun Cleric, all kinds of nonsense, and pretty much just win the game. Oh no, he just can't play Shattered Sun Cleric. He used his coin. No, he has the Fiery War Axe. Oh my god, Jesus. Well, I'm not gonna just throw the Shattered Sun Cleric into the meat grinder. I'm gonna draw a card. Pass turn. So next turn I can play a Chillwind Yeti. As long as my opponent doesn't have anything good this turn, I should be okay. Chillwind Yeti, he'd need to use. Well, he'd need to either, like, put a thing on, like, he'd need to either damage this and enrage it and use it to kill the Yeti, or he'd just need to run it in with the Fiery War Axe. Alright, Bane of Doom could actually be really good next turn. If this Panther reveals itself and attacks, I will Bane of Doom that stuff. This is an epic. It's a good one. It doesn't look that good. Like, 2 damage for 5 mana? How lame. But it's good. My opponent is. Oh, that was absolutely the correct play. He is going all the way. Well, let's go ahead and do this. Kill that stupid Fiery War Axe. Let's go ahead and do that. Bane of Doom was unplayable there. His stuff was all above 2 health. So now, this guy can kill my Shattered Sun Cleric. However, then Bane of Doom will finish it off. He's going to go through that trade, and that trade good. So my opponent's slowing down. That's good. It's really, really good. What does he have for 5 mana? Please, nothing? How about nothing? What I propose is that you have nothing. No! Oh, no! Oh, no. I have no way of dealing with that except for silence. Alright, so either I play Dread Infernal, kill this off, and my opponent gets creatures get to charge for a turn, and I'm at 21 health, which is a disaster, or I silence this, then I have 2 mana left. I guess I could play this, which technically holds that at bay, and this thing would only need to be buffed once to be able to kill the Voidwalker. What is less bad? Alright, we're going to take the chance with the Dread Infernal here. So, for 1 turn, my opponent's creatures have charge. I will be able to kill this off with Bane of Doom next turn, but for 1 turn, his creatures have charge. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what havoc can be wrought. That is not the end of the world. Oh my god. Oh, wow. Whew. Boy, that was scary. But it ended up being okay. Now, I have to think about this. I could actually silence this. No, what am I talking about? I could kill this, play the Merfolk, kill that. Then I'm basically not getting a demon, a random demon, but instead I'm getting a Chillwind Yeti. Would I rather get a random demon or a Chillwind Yeti? I guess I'll take a random demon. Might as well take it while it's good. So I can miss under these circumstances is okay, and I will play this Merfolk, start dealing some damage to my opponent. This would have been the safer play. It would have protected me from chargers. We'll see if I regret it or not. If he plays like a defender or an Argent Commander, I'll be very, very sad that this isn't in the way to stop it. Well, we have 7 cards to 5. My life total is very precarious. I really can't even use my hero ability anymore. Oh my god, I wish I'd played the Voidwalker. Ugh. Rothy Weaponsmith. It's a pretty good card. Well, luckily I'm not taking damage to the face. My Merfolk sadly got wasted here, which is a bit of an unfortunate circumstance. And the Succubus from the Bane of Doom is good enough to kill the Warsong Commander. Sadly, the weapon will then finish it off, but that is okay. Oh my god, Stampeding Kodo is a pretty good card. Ah, jeez. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. Ah, it feels good. Oh, that feels good. Nanner, 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 net. And I knew that I would now. Nanner, 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 net. So actually, if my opponent doesn't have a really good turn here, I can just comfortably play Ysera. The issue with all these, 9-mana legendaries is you need to have a stable board to play them, because if you're behind and your opponent has like any kind of an advantage, like this doesn't taunt, it doesn't do anything when it comes into play. It's just you need to make sure you're kind of hanging in there. Alright, well this is fine. This is very, very fine. My opponent had a really good early game and then sort of lost speed. So now is the time to drop Ysera. And do I kill this with the Kodo, leaving it at 2 health? Or do I just kill the Succubus against the bear to preserve the Kodo at more health? Let me think about that. 2 health, it'll die to a slam. It'll almost die to a whirlwind. I think it's more important to keep the creatures on the board. I could regret this, definitely. Like if my opponent plays Cleave and it happens to hit the Kodo, I'll be sad. Emerald, wow. That's a pretty good stats. What is that? That's like a Ventrico Mercenary for 1 mana less and without the drawback. That's pretty cool. If I can live to play that card, I will not complain. So the Tiger runs into the Voidwalker. This makes me glad I have a Succubus. Okay, this used to make me glad that I used to have a Succubus. Battle Rage. This draws 2 cards. He should have done that before playing the Argent Commander. And he's going to finish off my Kodo. Well, luckily for me, I have Shadow Bolt. That's actually very, very good. Hellfire. No thank you. Let's go ahead and, yeah, doesn't really matter who I do this to. Oh, no, it does. I'm gonna Shadow Bolt. This is important, folks. So when you have these situations, just take a moment to think about what you're doing. So the Shadow Bolt seems like it doesn't matter who I hit, but it does matter because I'm killing the other creature with Ysera. So what I want to do is Shadow Bolt the Tiger because it hits harder. This preserves a hit point on Ysera. And I think of these cards, we will play the Emerald Drake. I'm not going to draw a card. I have good cards to play, really good cards, and I'm getting more cards from Ysera. So I don't really need to spend any life to draw cards. I don't want to like lose to a surprise, Arcanite Reaper Gorehowl nonsense. Alright, well, let's see what my opponent wants to do here. The 7-6. I mean, don't be fooled by the mana cost. This is a freaking huge thing. Alright, my opponent has the taunt. I might actually be silencing that this turn. Let's go ahead and take a quick sneak peek of what we got going on here. If I silence this, 7 plus 4 is 11, 11 plus 5 is 16. So that's the game. Kids, always look for the win. Let's play Hellfire. Silence this guy. Play Nightmare. Ysera, you did good work. It's time for you to die. Alright, well, I'm not gonna lie, Ysera is kind of amazing, but I gotta say this, not to toot my own horn too much or anything, but I think Ysera was the correct play over the Deathwing. Well, was it? I mean, I guess I won with it, but I mean, would I have also won if I had just played Deathwing? I don't know. I think maybe against that Paladin? You know what, against the Paladin I had Ysera, didn't I? Oh no, the Priest. Whoever beat me. The Paladin who beat me. Yeah, I think maybe Deathwing would have won me the game there, but I think Ysera won me the other times when Deathwing wouldn't have. I don't know. And actually, I have to admit, I'd have to look at the game closely to see if Deathwing would have won, because basically Ysera gave me cards, and the cards that she gave me were really, really good. But Deathwing might have just been good by dealing 12 damage and clearing out my opponent's stuff. Okay, this is a very good hand. I will keep the #1 most prayed not to be it card. And this is a good 2-drop, this is a good 3-drop, and this is a silence. It's my only one in the deck, so I'm going to keep it in case I need it against the Shaman here. Alright, well, let's see what we got going on from Mr. Mind Games, the Shaman. I am going to coin this out, partly because the Warlock's hero ability is so good. I mean, it gives me an extra card, so I'm basically trading the coin in for the next card in my deck, and I think that's nice. In addition to the benefits of having this on the board already, being able to get the jump on creatures he might play, yada yada. Stormforge, no! That's bad. Well, that's bad. Luckily, this survives Stormforged Axe. It's not as bad as a Fiery War Axe, but that still hurts. Alright, this will be nice to have at some point. See what my opponent can do for 2 mana. Luckily, at least the Stormforged Axe is overloaded, so 2 mana. Alright, that's actually kind of frustrating because the Mad Bomber will trade with my Farseer, and Mortal Coil does not quite kill it. Voidwalker doesn't seem right here. We'll play the Farseer. The health is actually not wasted, which is nice. And the Stormforged Axe is pretty useless here unless my opponent has a shock spell. So likely these will be trading. Then we're probably going to be playing a Mogushan Warden. We'll see. On an empty board, Mogushan Warden's not really what you want to put down. You really want to put down like a Chillwind Yeti. But you gotta play with the cards you're dealt. Feral Spirit. Okay. Well, my opponent's going to only have 3 mana next turn, so that's good. But the issue is I actually don't have anything good to do here. My opponent correctly made the choice to trade. Otherwise, I could have killed one of these things off. Blue Goo Warrior, not quite cutting the mustard, unless I use Mortal Coil. But we're going to play this, I guess. Stop these Feral Spirits from beating down on me too much. Only 3 mana from my opponent here, so that's nice. And this is, I mean, it's good, especially here when the Mogushan Warden only deals 1 damage. But at the same time, it's not the scariest thing my opponent could have played for 3 mana. I'd rather him, get cards now than kill me now, Okay, Demon Fire is definitely worth considering here. So let's run through my options. Option number 1, play Voidwalker and then Defender of Argus. I have a 2/4 and a 2/4. I have 2 2/4s. This one can act right now, so I'll use it to kill this thing. It's 2/4. My opponent runs in, gets a card, and then finishes off. Or actually, he might not finish it off. He might not want to use the wolf. Oh, yes, they trade. Yeah, they'll trade. No. He's got an axe. Right. 2/4. So I run in, he's going to kill it with the axe. Then on my other 2/4, this thing doesn't really hold up very well against it, nor does this. But this thing can draw a card off of it. So that's one option. Another option is I play the Merfolk, run in charge, kill that thing, play Demon Fire, kill that thing. That is 4 of my mana, then I play Voidwalker. Then my opponent runs the Acolyte of Pain into either one of these. They're both 1/3s, draws a card, and kills it with Stormforged Axe. It's at 2 health, so Mortal Coil will not finish it off. Ugh, that sucks. We're going to play Fen Creeper. It's option number 3. It's all my mana. This guy runs in, draws a card, deals a damage, kills it off with the axe. I have Fen Creeper on the board. I can trade against those. I guess I'm going to go for the Defender of Argus plan, because it puts the most stuff on the board. So when in doubt, put stuff on the board and kill your opponent's stuff. So the axe will finish off this. This thing plus... Oh no, the axe can only attack once per turn. Right, so the axe will finish that off. This thing will get a card, but then they both live. Depends on what he's got for 6 mana, I guess. This is actually his first time actually playing his full mana, not being overloaded. Unbalanced, honestly, not that bothered by that. Unless it becomes a 3/5 right away, it shouldn't be that big of a problem. I can always silence it if it is a problem. Oh no, that's really good. Oh jeez, that's bad. Okay, luckily my Mogushan Warden survived, but he still has this axe. Well, this game, I'm gonna be honest, folks, it pretty much got completely turned around by his plays. That Flame Tongue Totem in conjunction with the Unbound Elemental is really nuts. Well, a Hellfire would actually save me here pretty good. That'd be nice to see. What my opponent just did also saves me. So he wanted not to trade his 4/2 for a 3/1 because that felt emotionally distressing. But now, because of his choice... Well, okay, if I didn't draw this Hellfire, what I could have done is played the Merfolk, killed this off, killed his Flame Tongue Totem. But do I have anything better now that I've drawn Hellfire? Well, let's think. If I play Hellfire just right away, this guy will die. This will die, this will die, this will die, draw a card. This will get down to 2 health. 2 mana left, I can play the Merfolk, kill it. That's one option. Another option is to play the Merfolk, kill this. Then use this to do that. Hellfire. It's actually the same outcome. So, do I want to play Mortal Coil to draw a card off of that guy? I don't think I do. Yeah, it's the same thing either way, so we're just going to do this. That. Am I going to play Hellfire? Yeah, that. And Hellfire. So my opponent did draw 2 cards off the Acolyte of Pain. That prevents him from going down in cards. He's actually up in cards, first to play and as a weapon, so he's way ahead in this game. I'm about to draw my 5th card, but he's playing first, so he's in really good shape. This is great news for me, unless he buffs it, which he just did. Well, crap. That sucks. I was thinking, Bane of Doom! That would have been so good! Man, if he hadn't buffed it. So, either I get a random demon or I get a card. Well, I think a card is better than a random demon. I could, of course, Demon Fire and get a card, hope Bane of Doom comes up somewhere else. The issue is that Bane of Doom, or sorry, Demon Fire plus Mortal Coil is 3 mana, leaving me with 4, which means I can't play the Fen Creeper. Maybe I should just play the Fen Creeper. Yeah, let's do that. Let's actually just draw a card. And let's play Fen Creeper. So it technically holds up the board quite nicely against this stuff. He'd need a Silence or Hex to get rid of it. And this is not the sexiest thing to Hex. And then next turn, I can Demon Fire, Mortal Coil, and Bane of Doom, which is really, really nice. Well, he didn't have anything for 8 mana. That's good news. This is actually really nice against Dread Infernal, because if I play Dread Infernal and don't kill the Healing Totem, I'm not actually going to get to deal any damage. Alright, my opponent finishes off his axe. We have a bit of an issue with this guy dealing lots and lots and lots of damage. Ugh. Crap. Well, I want to silence this and play Bane of Doom, but unfortunately, that is 9 mana. I only have 8. If I play this with 2 mana left over, I'll be able to Mortal Coil that, or Demon Fire that. Actually, this seems like a good thing to Demon Fire. Alright, we're going to do this. That Shattered Sun Cleric on the Wolf wrecked my life. So we're going to do this. So basically what's happening here is, this thing is terrifying, but he either damages me down to 9, which is very scary against Shamans. They have plenty of burn. He either damages me down to 9, and then can't play creatures, or he trades, but then he doesn't deal damage. Okay, so he's got 4 cards to my 4 cards. We're doing okay here, I think. In worst case, I can always play Bane of Doom on the totem, or on this, which is even better. That's nice. Crap. Well, I don't have any Siphon Souls. I don't know if I don't even know what I have against that at all. Showing it doesn't quite cut the mustard, huh? Alright, well, let's go ahead and see what our demon is. It is a big one. That is quite good. Unfortunately, Shattered Sun Cleric buffing this makes no difference. Except that then Mortal Coil will finish it off. Alright, we're going to do this. So again, he has kind of an ugly choice. Either he deals damage to me, hits me for 8, down to 8, which again, he could actually burn me off and win this turn. Or he kills this guy, but then Mortal Coil will finish it off if he doesn't play a totem. Oh no, I forgot he has a Healing Totem in his hand. Oh god, I forgot about that. Crap. Well, crap. Luckily, at least this has taunt, so I'll be able to kill it off with Shattered Sun Cleric. Oh, he's gonna Lightning Bolt my creature! Yes! That's so good! Oh, that's so good. He's going for the throat, which I can't blame him for, but that does mean, because he didn't play the Healing Totem and kill my guy, that I'm gonna get to do this and draw a card. Is there anything else worth doing first? Wait. Maybe? No, I don't. Knife Flings on this, do they help? I don't think they do. Alright, we're just gonna do this. Keep it simple. Yeah, we're gonna keep it simple. So we're gonna kill this thing. Mortal Coil is a really good spell. Draw a card. Stampeding Kodo. Oh, that's really good. So we're gonna play this. We're gonna play the Kodo. Hope it kills the Inventor. It does not, sadly. I really hope the Knife Fling would hit that, and it didn't, so the luck did not quite go my way. At this point, I'm dead to a Lava Burst, or a couple of Lightning Bolts. We already saw 1 Lightning Bolt hit my creature, so it's not unlikely that he has another. Basically, I'm probably just dead. I don't have enough taunt in my deck to hold this off. I've already used my Warden and my Fen Creeper this game, and my Defender of Argus. Did I use my Defender of Argus? If he doesn't burn me out this turn, my Defender of Argus might pull me back in. I might actually need it now. This is getting a little bit desperate. Yep. And there's the Healing Totem. Okay, well, we're in pretty big trouble here. He's actually going to take the time to trade. Hellfire? Will Hellfire save me? My other Hellfire would save me. It would kill him everything. And then mean that I lose to a Lightning Bolt or whatever, but I'm losing that regardless. Okay, well, my only out here is Hellfire, so I don't have it, so I lose. Alright, that was a good game against Mind Games, the Shaman. Oh, man. He had the Ventricle Mercenary, which was big, and then he had the Earth Elemental, which was also big, and then that early game with the weapon and the spirits and stuff was also really good for him. I just didn't quite have enough power in this deck to overrun that sort of stuff. I would have needed to see a Siphon Soul, which is a rare. I'm kind of surprised it's not a common card. So Siphon Soul is the Warlock card, 6 mana, destroy a creature, restore, 3 health. I mean, Hex, that's common. Polymorph, that's common. Assassinate, that's common. Seems like it's a very common effect to destroy a creature plus, you know, maybe something else. But anyway, it's a rare, which I think hurts Warlocks a lot in the arena, because it means that they're not getting as many one-click spells as the other classes that have them. So we're at 4-2, which is a bit desperate, up against a mage. O-dip. Is that like O-snap? O-dip. All the 4 drops here. Okay, what we're going to do is think very carefully here. This is my only silence. I do want to make sure I have it. In my last game, I never ended up playing it. It was never handy, but it's sometimes very vital to have. So we'll ship back the Yeti. What I'm doing here is I'm robbing myself of a really good turn 4 play, but keeping myself a little bit safer by having an out against some important things. Okay, well, here what it looks like I'm going to be doing is drawing a card on turn 2 and wasting a Shattered Sun Cleric on turn 3. Better than doing nothing. Ah, crap. My opponent, whenever I want him to have a slow start, can never quite get a slow start. Oh, Mana Wraith. Well, so this slows down my opponent too. I'm not sure I'm that bothered by it. This is not that great because my opponent can run in and then finish it off with hero ability. This does mean my plan to waste a Shattered Sun Cleric next turn is not going to come to fruition, but my opponent can only play 1-drops here. She's already used her coin. Oh god, are you kidding me? She actually had the Mana Wraith. Oh man. Some games you get the goat, and some games the goat gets you. Ugh, this is terrible. Well, what I think I'm actually going to do is... I could play this, I guess. The Mana Wraith. See, the problem is then the Mana Wraith can suicide into it, trade, and then keep this alive. No, I'm gonna trust my instincts. I think I'm gonna Shadow Bolt the Mana Worm because it's the more dangerous card. So my opponent can only play 2-drops now. Hopefully she's done being, you know, crazy good. And then as long as she doesn't have any cards to play, then I can comfortably play the Shattered Sun Cleric. Yeah, so that worked out nicely. So I killed her really scary creature, stopped her from playing her own creatures. Now, Bane of Doom, next turn maybe, we're going to play the Shattered Sun Cleric, wasting its battle cry, but it owns my opponent's creature. She can, of course, suicide in, but then she has to either spend half her mana finishing off my Shattered Sun Cleric or play a creature. She can't do both. She's gonna, looks like, suicide the Mana Wraith, saying the Mana Wraith did its job. Arcane Missiles, 50-50 shot, goes, well, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing for my opponent that she gets to keep her Mana Wraith. She did whack me down to 20 life, which is annoying, but Bane of Doom is really good right now. Come on, Dread Inferno, please! Alright, that is fine. This is basically Ascension Shield Master. I will take it. So, what happened in this opening? Well, I'd say that I won the opening. We both have an equal number of cards. She is first to play, but I already have a creature on the board, so she's catching up. And I get to play a really big Twilight Drake, which is kind of cool. This is not a problem. That is priming me up for a Flame Strike, but it's not really a problem either. So, alright, let's go ahead and do this while it's good. And do I want to run into this? Then the Harvest Golem that pops will be able to finish it off. This, of course, is totally pointless to play, unless, of course, I use it to kill the Golem that pops. Ah, that seems good. We'll do that. Alright, well, we're doing pretty good. I think I would say that I pressed my advantage. 7 cards to 6. Got stuff on the board. She doesn't. This survives Flame Strike. Everything else I have does die to Flame Strike in a turn, which is a bit distressing. But that is the way the cookie crumbles. Defender of Argus. That seems good. So what I was going to do is play Shattered Sun Cleric, buff this, and trade, but might as well get the Twilight Drake even more Flame Strike proof, and trade away for his taunt. Swing-a-ling-ling. And think. So what is my least valuable creature here? Do I even want to play any creature? Let's play a Raging Worgen. This is fine. So this might tempt my opponent to Flame Strike, but that will be her entire turn. I can still swing for 5. We'll be caught up on life. And I think I'll be in pretty good shape at that point. If she does anything other than Flame Strike, well then, that's that. Probably her best bet here would be like a Cone of Cold or a Blizzard or something to freeze my stuff and save the damage. She appears not to have either of those things, which I am down with. Down like a clown. This is actually not the best play when your opponent is a Raging Worgen on the board, by the way, because it does mean that your opponent can just kill both your things with his one Raging Worgen. So that's like a 3-drop trading for a 5-drop. Not really ideal. Yeah, we're going to do that. And we're going to swing-a-ling-ling. Do I want to play any more creatures? I really don't want to play any more creatures here. I just want to wait for the inevitable flame strike. So we're just going to draw a card, because I think I have enough health. And actually, I'm going to play... Sorry, I know you're supposed to draw cards first. I apologize for that, folks. But I really didn't want to play my creatures there. And it so happened that the thing I drew is something that I wanted to play. So I am hardcore playing around Flame Strike. It may sometimes really frustrating when you're like when you're a mage and you're like, oh, come on, just like play into Flame Strike. What's the big deal? But no, I'm not going to play into Flame Strike. No, thank you. Mirror Image. Ah, that's pretty good. That is actually insanely good because I really want to kill this Azure Drake. Well, interesting. What I wanted to do was play Shatterstone Cleric on the Defender of Argus, trade him in for the Azure Drake, and swing with the Fen Creeper. She has actually worked this Twilight Drake down to where it will die to Flame Strike. What I think I'm going to do instead is make a bit of a crazy play. I'm actually going to silence one of these mirror images. This way what I can do is kill one with the Fen Creeper, play Shattered Sun Cleric, and kill that Azure Drake. And do I want another... No, I'm not going to draw any more cards. We're doing fine on cards. We'll pass the turn here. So basically what I'm doing is I'm always keeping one creature above Flame Strike, so now even here with Hero ability she won't be able to kill this, and I'll get to keep swinging. Secret. Ah, my opponent still doesn't want to play Flame Strike. This actually suggests she doesn't actually have it. I bet she would have played it by now if she had it. Well, I can't actually use Mortal Coil on anything, which is kind of amusing. Let's go ahead and see what that secret is. In case of Vaporize, we'll run that in first. It is not Vaporize or Ice Barrier, which is good to know. I have no sources of damage here other than the Knife Juggler, I suppose. Well, I don't particularly want to overextend against Flame Strike, and I don't particularly want to play something that will be of value to her, in case it is Mirror Entity. So, like, I don't want to play this. That would suck. I don't want to play this either, because that would also suck. Let's just draw a card. I've got plenty of life. And pass the turn. Now, if I had a demon on the board, I could use Demon Fire to buff that demon and then swing for 2 extra damage. Sadly, I don't have any demons on the board, so that is not an option for me. Alright, does she finally have a Flame Strike? If so, she can kill up everything that I have. No, no Flame Strike. Alright, looks like she's going to be sacrificing some stuff. She's going to, yep, work down my biggest creature. It makes me wonder if she has, like, an ice block here. This is like that epic that when you die, you become immune and for the end of the turn, so you kind of buy yourself another turn. It could also be a Mirror Entity. I have not flushed out Mirror Entity just yet. Well, let's find out if it's ice block or not. Hellfire, that's actually really good to see, because if this is ice block... It's not. If it were Ice Block, then Hellfire would get the kill on me for me next turn. Although she had a pretty decent number of damage. 4, 7, 10 damage. I probably would have had to play my Worgen then, and my Voidwalker, and kill the Cult Master to hold the fort, and make sure I didn't lose to like a double Fireball or a Pyroblast or something. Well, that was a good game. The Bane of Doom really helped. That's a solid card. When I first saw it, I was like, 2 damage for 5 mana, plus the demon is random, but you just gotta go for it. Yeah, sometimes the demon will suck, but sometimes it'll be a 6/6, or like a 3/5 with taunt, and it's pretty good. Fire Mouse! Alright, well, interesting hand here. Let's see what the last card is. So basically, these are really great cards, but it's a very slow start, so am I okay with that? And the answer is yes. These are such good cards that I'm basically gambling I'm gonna be able to come back from a slow start. So what I'm going to do is pray she doesn't have a Northshire Cleric on turn 1. Good. Then I am going to coin out this Fairy Dragon, so that if she has a turn 2 play, I can trade with it right away before it can get buffed or Power Word shielded or whatever. I'm going to draw a card. And then on turn 3, that's sort of the big whiffing point. If I don't have anything to play on turn 3, that will really suck donkey balls. But as long as I have something to play on turn 3 or turn 2, which I currently don't, because I can't Mortal Coil that effectively. There we go. There's a turn 3 play. Perfect. I'm gonna trade. So it was really good that I coined that out, because otherwise bad stuff could have happened. So now I have a turn 3 play, heal myself, and turn 4 drop a Yeti, and then we're doing okay. Like, not to say I'm gonna win, obviously, but you know, I have a decent shot of hanging in there. God, Demolisher. This would have been a good thing to have on turn 1. It's actually pretty bad now because Demolisher is right there, and it can hit stealth creatures no problem. So if the Demolisher hits this, which it didn't, my opponent could have killed this off, and then Mortal Coil would have done the job. Given that that didn't happen, instead, looks like we're going to be playing a Mogushin Warden next turn. Or maybe a Chillwind Yeti, I don't know, we'll see what my opponent plays. Dark Iron Dwarf, Alright, well we're going to be playing a Mortal Coil. That is what we're going to be playing. Let's draw a card first, see if I get something else. Bluegill Warrior, interesting. Well, I'd actually rather play a Mortal Coil and a Blood Imp here. Alright, so unfortunately now the Stampeding Kodo always comes a turn too late, but next turn I can either play the Kodo if she plays something else that will die, like a Gurubashi Berserker or something like that. That would be really sweet. If not, we'll just play a Chillwind Yeti and call it a day. I still have a high enough life total that I'm not too bothered by the Dark Iron Dwarf whacking me. Alright, a 5/5 for 5 mana is not the greatest thing, but it's actually really good in the situation for my opponent because my stuff dies to it. However, after she kills this, I'll be able to use Bane of Doom on it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Oh, right, it's a 4/6. Haha! Well, if she runs both her creatures into it, because she has no more buffs, like no Shattered Sun Clerics or Dark Iron Dwarves, he has no more Shattered Sun Clerics or Dark Iron Dwarves, if both of them are in, then Hellfire will finish everything off, which will be nice. Well, it's anyone's game here. I do have some pretty big card advantage. Taking quite a few damage myself, though, to the face. So, like, if my opponent, let's say, were to just choose to hit me for 9 damage, I'd go to 13 health. That's actually, you know, kind of a serious problem. So, I'd have to be a little bit watchful here how I handle things. Powered Shield. That's a good move. Drawing cards first. Also means Bane of Doom no longer kills it. I'm dicey. I definitely have lost a lot of health, and my opponent got big stuff onto the board. This is actually something I'm really happy to see because Hellfire will finish it off. That heal is really unfortunate. Crap. Well, I can't use Stampeding Kodo. I can't really use Bane of Doom. I think I really do just need to clear out my opponent's board here. I could, like, of course, try to do something fancy like this and Defender of Argus, but that just doesn't really hold the fort sturdily enough. So I can manage to keep the life. So let's go ahead and equalize. The way to do that is if I run the Blood Imp in there, it's at 4 health, which tragically will not die to Hellfire, so we either have to silence it and play Hellfire, which I don't have enough mana for, or use the Merfolk. Well, it's only one option, so we're going to do the Merfolk. Run this in. This will die to Hellfire now, so we're going to go ahead and take a point of damage there. And then use Hellfire. Another turn. Okay, so I have card advantage, but my opponent's first to play, and my life is pretty low. I have 1 extra card, 2 after I draw. So my opponent needs a really good play here. What I'm really praying for is a Gurubashi Berserker. That will let me turn the game around, because it will just die to the Kodo. This is almost as good, but it didn't cost enough mana, so my opponent also got to play a 3-drop. Well, really, can't have everything. Let's go ahead and play the Kodo. And I'm not going to draw a card. I have plenty of cards. Cards aren't the issue, and I need to preserve my life a little bit. I'm not going to draw until I feel like I really need to draw cards. So next turn, if this lives, if my opponent doesn't have a Shadow Word Pain, what I can do is play Raging Worgen and the Defender of Argus and have 2 4-power creatures with Taunt. That's pretty good. Shit. Sorry. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and lose my creature here. Oh, he's going to Panda it back. Well played, sir. Well played. So I know that my opponent has this Argent Commander back here. It's just going to trade up. Well, I think it's Bane of Doom time, so my opponent keeps on making good plays, but keeps on not dealing damage to me, so I can afford to make luxurious moves like that one. Oh, that's perfect. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play the Worgen, so now this Argent Commander doesn't quite get the kill on the Felguard, so the Worgen can hide comfortably behind him. And if my opponent does not have any Shadow Word Pains, which he seems not to have, or else I bet he would have played them, I can actually play the Defender of Argus next turn, make both of these guys 4 power, or alternatively, I could also play Dread Infernal and trigger the Enrage on this Worgen, and maybe do something really good. It depends on what he has for 3 mana. He has another Panda. Alright, well played. You do whatever you want, man. I don't know if that's really working for my opponent here, though. Okay, let's take a quick look at the situation. So I can play Dread Infernal. This turns on Wind Fury. I can then play Power Overwhelming, so this will be then an 8/8? Or sorry, not an 8/8. Well, it'll have 8 power. I'll swing for 16 damage. Take my opponent to 13 health, down to 10. Down to 11, thanks to the Dread Infernal. Well, that's cute, but I don't think I really want to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is this. Wait. Yeah, so what we're going to do is... Oh, no, I need to buff it. Yeah, we're going to do this. So that guy can trigger Wind Fury in a much more mundane way, like that. And we're going to play a Fen Creeper. So what's happening here is that if my opponent has a Holy Nova, he can kill the Worgen and the Felguard. And then the Argent Commander that he has actually can't be played because it costs 6 mana. Haha. So he can Holy Nova these two guys to death. Shadow Word Death. I'm actually really happy to see that because that is not that impressive. So the Argent Commander comes down yet again. I really couldn't care less as this whole turn. So now, let's think. These are not demons. Cannot buff them with Demon Fire. I wish I had Mortal Coil here. Then I could use Demon Fire plus Mortal Coil. Let's go ahead and just... Oh, I can actually play Dread Infernal Demon Fire. Oh, that's really good. Oh my god, that's really good. Yeah. And I'm not going to draw any cards again. I'm just preserving my life until I actually feel like I need the cards. So Demon Fire, drops, swing, swing. Okay, now I'd say that I'm comfortably in the lead here. I next turn have 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12, 12 plus 4 is 16 damage. He's probably going to be at 19 health. Not quite enough. We'll have to wait one more turn before a Power Overwhelming will finish the job. Unless, of course, I draw my other Hellfire, then I do have enough burn to win it. Man, that Felguard from the Bane of Doom is really good. But, I mean, a Dread Infernal would also have been good. There's a lot of stuff that would have been good. I think you can also get the Charging 5/7 Demon. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen that. But I believe that's actually possible. It is a demon, you know. So it should be possible. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the situation. See what I can draw. Ysera. Well, this is the time for Ysera, definitely. I could have, like, silenced the Light Spawn and all that jazz. But, I think... We'll just go ahead and hit, and to stop any shenanigans. Oh no! Oh, my opponent concedes. Whatever, that's fine. I'm not one of those people who like gets mad at their opponent for conceding because I don't get a chance to draw my cards with Ysera and like kill him out. Whatever, man, it's all good. A win's a win. Well, we're up to 6 wins with the Warlock, which is sweet-tacular. It'd be nice to get to 7 wins. Get that success rate up to 2 out of 6, so 1 and 3 as opposed to 1 out of 5. But yeah, the arena life is on the line. My heart is a-pounding. Let's see how it goes. Take a sip of good luck water. Stay hydrated, folks. Hydration is good for you. Man, you know what the MVP of this draft is? I think it is Bane of Doom. I guess Hellfire has really cut me in some games, but Bane of Doom, giving me those free demons is crazy. Another mage, so many mages. This hand I'm not super thrilled with. What we're going to do is we're going to send these back. They're kind of mediocre. Like, if it had been a Chillwind Yeti and Defender of Argus, that would have been a different story. Hellfire could be good. Does kill my own stuff, but if I fall behind, I'll need it. I would say this is not the best opening I could hope for, but definitely a good one. I get to play lots of stuff here. Wow. So I got this to play, this to play. So my opponent's, without some really amazing cards, is not going to be able to overrun me in the early game. The issue is just, you know, having enough cards to play in the late game. But she seems to have a slow start, which I'm A-okay with. Let's go ahead and swing. Play this thing. She cannot target this. She cannot cast spells on it. It is nice. I am second, so I have the coins, so my opponent's play should be pretty predictable here. That guy, not super great. My guy can just kill it. Mortal Coil, I sadly cannot, so we're going to just trade here. Keep on swinging for damage. And coin is not really useful here. I mean, I could coin draw a card, but that doesn't seem worth it. So now, of course, I wish I'd used the Ooze earlier, because that would have been better to trade. Keep the Fairy Dragon. However, if I'd used the Ooze, she might have had removal for it. Wow, Water Elemental is quite a big card. Holy cow on a pony. Man. Even with Mortal Coil, even with both these in Mortal Coil, I still can't get up there. Well, this is the time, then, to play Coin and Fen Creeper. Let's put my own big card onto the board. This Voidwalker's actually putting in work. Protecting my Ooze, which is nice. Probably the best spell my opponent could have here is a Cone of Cold. To freeze everything, finish off the Voidwalker, and then this Water Elemental can deal damage or not. Uh-oh, that's really scary. Cone of Cold is ridiculous now. Arcane Explosion is also ridiculous. God darn it. Oh, man, that's terrible. Well... This is frozen, which is really sad. I'd love to kill this thing. I can play Twilight Drake. It's a 4/5. It's like a Chillwind Yeti, basically. I really want to use Mortal Coil, but I can't. Hellfire is kind of sad. Okay, before it becomes completely terrible, let's play Twilight Drake and just hope for the best. So basically, my opponent can use hero ability to finish this off. But the good news is that I do have a 4-5, which survives Hellfire, so it's possible that my opponent will play more stuff that dies to Hellfire. Just gonna draw cards. That's actually good, so she gets a card, which is of course good, but it means she's more likely to play something weak that will die to Hellfire. Nope, my opponent's not gonna oblige me. Well, this is my first time getting hit, so I'm not gonna complain. I don't have any weapons, so I don't care about being frozen. Let's think carefully here. Hellfire kills 2 creatures. So by not playing it now, I'm basically gambling that I'm going to have a better chance later. Dread Infernal plus Mortal Coil is a really great combo. Unfortunately, that costs 7 mana, so I cannot quite use it against this Kobold Geomancer. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a card and play this guy. So we're going to draw a card, see what we get, because you always draw cards first. Look at that! Ah, pro plays, drawing cards first. I am going to go ahead, and even though this means this is vulnerable to Flame Strike, I'm actually going to... Well, am I? Let me think. What happens if my opponent plays Flame Strike? These both die. Yeah, I'm going to kill it. So basically now Flame Strike will kill this, but not the Yeti, and she won't have enough mana to finish this off with hero ability. It's just nice to take spell damage off of the board of a mage. I was tempted just to wait until I could play Dread Infernal, deal damage to everything. This would be at 1 health in Mortal Coil, but such is life. Okay, so she's going to draw a card. She has spell damage again. She's going to hit the Yeti. What has she got? Why is she... What? I don't understand that play. I don't understand that play. Why hit this when you know that it's going to run into the Drake? That is the question. So do I play Defender of Argus here? That really is what I want to know. The problem with Defender of Argus is he dies to Flame Strike, and after the Chillwind Yeti kills the Water Elemental, it dies to Flame Strike. So basically everything just dies to Flame Strike. But I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's totally fine. So what I'm going to do is just... Oh, hang on. This doesn't die to Flame Strike. Well, the Dread Infernal does make the Yeti die to Flame Strike, but the Dread Yeti was going to die to Flame Strike anyway after killing his creatures. Yeah, this is good. This is good. What am I doing? Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to kill that thing. Going to kill that thing. Oh, this dies to hero ability now. Whatever. I don't care. I have a 6/6, so my opponent has to have an answer for it, like a Fireball or a Polymorph. She does have 8 cards, which is a lot of cards. And my cards are all a bit janky. This isn't good right here. This could be good. Just sort of depends. She has a secret. Ah, crap. Another Azure Drake. Oh, my God. This is getting to be a bit dicey. Well, she didn't kill this off. So we're going to just go ahead and... Yeah, I'm trying to get the kill here while it's good. Let me think. I could, like, do a wacky play. I could, like, what is this? 3, 2, 5, 9. Ah, I'm at 8 mana. Nuts. I can't really deal 2 damage to that, sadly, for Mortal Coil to be good. Alright, we're going to make a cute play here. I'm going to do this. Heal myself. It's a Mirror Entity. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to then play Defender of Argus right here. So that this has taunt. Then I'm going to hit my opponent with the Dread Infernal like that. So I want to preserve this Dread Infernal. My opponent seems not to have removal for it, so I'm just trying to keep swinging with it until I can win with it, plus Power Overwhelming, plus Hellfire. I think it's my best shot at winning. Well, there's the Flame Strike. Okay, so much for that plan. Krugor Crocolisk. Alright, that's fine. So she's going to use the Mirror Entity, the creature I gave, and swing. Well, I think now is the time for Hellfire. If now is not the time for Hellfire, I don't know when is. Yeah, I'm going to Hellfire this guy, Shadow Sun Cleric. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Hope my opponent has no more Flame Strikes. If I can swing with these, what is this, 7, 11... Ah, not quite, because I've already used Hellfire, so I can't quite win next turn. Hopefully she doesn't have any more Flame Strikes, because honestly, even if she just uses it to kill these 2 creatures, I'm kind of in trouble, because she has 6 cards to my 2. That is almost as good, but not quite as good. She needs something else to also really catch up here. Ah, that's a clever play. So what she's doing here is she's making it so that if the Knife Juggler runs in, that my Shattered Sun Cleric will die to the Abomination's Death Rattle. Hellfire. Ah, it could be good. This could be a counter spell or another Vaporize or something stupid. Let's just use Mortal Coil, though. We're going to run this in. Mortal Coil. Get a card. Counter spell. Oh no, Spellbender, that's even worse. That sucks a lot. I'm gonna have to give that a well played. Alright, let's draw a card here, see what I get. Raging Worgen, I could play it and have it get enraged by the Death Rattle, but then it will also die to the hero ability, so we're not gonna do that. We're just going to kill this, kill off her Spellbender, and play it simple here, get the Raging Worgen down. Well, we're kind of in trouble here. My opponent has 5 cards to my 3, and I'm at 11 health. It's a very scary place to be against a mage. She actually wins right now if she has Pyroblast. But there's a small chance, a tiny, tiny chance, I'll be able to finish things off here. Oh, man. You know what sucks? 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10! Ah, God. Not quite enough. Man, not quite enough. You know what I really need? I need a Mortal Coil here so I can trigger Wind Fury myself. Hellfire will kill this thing. I can't buff it to make it survive a Hellfire. Fudge sickles. Crap. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. Hellfire would kill all of her stuff, though. If I waste the Worgen popping that shield. We're going to draw a card. I think it's worth it. Stampeding Kodo. Could be worth it. So the problem if I don't deal with this is that if I place, let's say I kill this Mighty Berserker, become enraged, 4/2. I still wait. Can I actually? Oh my God, I can win then. Wait, what am I doing? Yeah. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. Man, this is right. I was thinking I would have to hit this twice if I Wind Furied it, but I don't. Oh my God. Okay, so the card drawing there was a total waste of time. I almost missed the win. And there's actually quite a few outs that my opponent could have had. Because basically either I Hellfire and kill her creatures, and then she just plays cards and can out-top deck me, or I leave that Silver Moon Guardian alive, and then she could whack me down to 6 and play Fireball and win. Whoa! Alright! Oh my God, I almost missed that play. I thought, running it into the Amani Berserker's not worth it, because I only then get to attack once, which I get to do anyway, but the extra power is what really mattered there. Okay, so thankfully, wasting mana to draw a card did not screw up my combo there, which is good. I'm not a big fan of Twilight Drake. It's not worth keeping around, but these are obviously fine cards. The Fairy Dragon is a little bit sad to play against Warriors, because Fiery War Axe does kill it, but, I mean, I can't complain too much about that. Monty Berserker also very good for Fiery War Axe. Kills that as well. Can I get a warrior who does not have Fiery War Axe on turn 2? Can I just do that, please? We're going to play this thing. The reason being, I prefer basically, the 3 power trades with more 2-drops than 2 power does. The 2 power means if you play something that doesn't have 3 power, I'm at risk of being able to enrage it. However, I would rather just hold the fort here than, go for the really aggressive, riskier, but more worthwhile play. Okay, coin means no Fiery War Axe. Thank the holy heavens. Harvest Golem. Well, it's a pretty good card. It's actually a very good card. I think what we're going to do is just keep it simple, keep it safe. Let's buff that up. Run in. Now, yes, of course, the Golem that spawns can kill my Fairy Dragon, but then I basically traded my 2-drop for the 3-drop with the health of the Shattered Sun Cleric, because you know why? Because Shattered Sun Cleric is hay-mazing. Alright, my opponent's going to just do the simple move. Scarlet Crusader is quite good here. You know what I really want to... I want to have Mortal Coil here. Alright, well, no Mortal Coil. We're going to have to... Well, interesting. What I could do is just play this and draw a card, let her kill a creature with Divine Shield, and play Bane of Doom on this to get a demon. That would be good if she doesn't play anything else that Bane of Doom can kill. Which she very well might, why do I keep messing up my genders? Which he very well might not. Another option is just to play this guy, pop Divine Shield, and kill it. We're just going to do that. You know what? I mean, I might regret not having the silence later, but whatever. This is board control right here. This 4/3 is such a good body. So we got 6 cards to 5, soon to be 6. That's just the card he got extra card he got for playing second, though, so it's not like that big of a deal. And we have all of our removal here, which is kind of nice. Oh, perfect! Please armor up. Please armor up. Don't do anything else, just armor up. Nope. Yes. Yes. He didn't armor up. Oh, man, my opponent forgot to armor up. Well, whatever. It happens to the best of us. That's so good. Flame Imp. Really? Boo. Man, can you imagine if that had been like a Dread Infernal or a 5/7 Charger? I don't know if you can get the 5/7 Charger, but I think you can. Ugh. Dang. That would have been nice. Well, my opponent is going to take a lot of damage right now, so that's sort of my saving grace. Okay. Well, we're going to obviously draw a card here. Oh, no, I could Demon Fire to buff this up? Interesting. Be a 5/4. Still nice with the Arcane Reaper, but I've got this in the way. No, let's put more creatures on rather than making our creatures bigger. So we're going to draw a card. Chillwind Yeti. No, actually, I really want to play this Voidwalker. So I want my opponent to basically have to work for this Arcanite Reaper to have value. Like, either you can waste it on my Crabtacular 1-drop here, or you have to work for it to kill this thing, and then you can kill one of my actual creatures. These two Hellfires are both good and bad. They're bad because all my stuff dies to them, and because my opponent's likely to start playing bigger things. But they're good because if I do get my opponent down to 6 health, I have the burn here. Ah, that is sad. Ah, that's really sad. Dang it. So now my opponent does get to use the Arcanite Reaper on a real creature. Well, this is a pretty ugly choice I have to make here. Either I kill his Charger, or I kill his thing that helps the Cobra. Or wait, I can kill both. What am I talking about? I can actually use Hellfire, but that seems a bit silly. So we're going to Demon Fire. I could pump my guy and get the kill that way, then use Shadow Bolt on that, but I really want to put a creature on the board. So I'm going to play Demon Fire this. Trade there. Play Yeti. Really wish that had been a bigger demon. So my opponent's got 5 cards to 4. Still basically just the card he got for going second, because I'm going to catch up when I draw. And I will catch up again when I play Life Tap, as I am likely, given that these are the cards that I'm holding. Another Arcanite Reaper? Well, I guess I'm paying for the privilege of not having turn 2 Fiery War Axe with endless streams of Arcanite Reapers. Kodo doesn't quite kill this, unfortunately, but I'm going to play it anyway. Do I want to Shadow Bolt this? I don't want him to keep any creatures around. Let's just... or do I actually want to use Hellfire? This is actually probably going to die to the Arcanite Reaper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it more tempting for my opponent to use Arcanite Reaper to try to get him to get down in health. It's a bit of a risky move for sure. I don't think really I have any charging stuff in this deck, but he seems not to have any big stuff other than weapons. And of course you can gain life every turn, which is a bit of a problem when I try to race him down, but such is life. Upgrade. Oh my god. That is awful. Well, he's gonna smack a dak. Luckily, he's not really putting anything onto the board, except for that wolf, and I don't care about it. He seems to have a very chumpy deck plus weapons. Let's draw a card, see what I get. Dread Infernal. Perfect. But first, draw a card. Power Whirling. If only I had Mortal Coil. That would have been so perfect. Okay, my opponent needs to be very careful here. If he hits this with the weapon, he's going to go down to 5 health. Armor Up will get him up to 7. Mortal Strike. Oh my god, that's so good it hurts. That's so good it actually hurts. And he's going to pump the wolf back into his hand. He's going to replay it right away. Looks like that's good though, because it means I can just use Hellfire on it. Okay, well my life total is actually really high, so I can afford to Life Tap and Hellfire. Dread Infernal. Cannot do Dread Infernal and Hellfire, but I'm going to actually Hellfire here. And play a Defender of Argus. So basically what I'm trying to do here is bait my opponent to use his last swing of the weapon on the Defender of Argus. He'll go down to 5 health, armor up back up to 7, then I play this, he's back down to 6, and he's in serious trouble. The taunt is very good, Hellfire doesn't kill it. Question is he going to use the Arcanite Reaper on my Defender of Argus or not? He's going to not. Okay, well let's see what I get. Blood Imp. Not really that helpful here, unfortunately. Let's see if I can draw a card. Shadows and Cleric. That is helpful. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Shadows and Cleric. Like that. Let's go ahead and play Blood Imp. And let's run into this thing. So basically, next turn, what I can do is I can run this Blood Imp into that thing, play Dread Infernal, and actually play Dread Infernal. This will die, the Blood Imp will die, but whatever. Then these can attack, and I have a Hellfire that I can maybe finish my opponent off with. Or actually a Power Overwhelming. And my opponent's going to take the trade, that's fine. He's going to kill my creature. That's also fine. It's at 9 health. You know, I can't quite get the kill here, unfortunately. I can deal... Oh my god. Well, at least we know what all he's got. Blue Warrior. Oh, that might change things. Hang on. Okay, we have to play this very, very, very carefully. I can swing for 1, play Dread Infernal for 2, play this and Power Overwhelming for 6. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 6 is... Oh, it's not enough! Oh my god. Is that really true? Is that really true? We got 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm down by 1. Bah. I don't have enough mana to Hellfire after that. Alright, what we're going to do is a little bit different then. Let's go ahead and play Power Overwhelming like this. Just to kill his creature. Going to play the Dread Infernal to threaten to win the game. Deal the damage. Then after doing that, we're going to play the Blue Gold Warrior. And then we're going to swing. So his hero ability is keeping him alive and honest. But now he's in very big trouble because I've got this and Hellfire. So he needs some really, a really fantastic card of some kind. Well, that could do it. What could he get here? Like another Mortal Strike? That would actually kill my Dread Infernal, keep him in the game. And then he could Fiery War Axe that guy. Yeah, he could do it. He could stay in if he has that one particular card. Or a Brawl, I guess, technically. Keep the Drake, assuming he wins the 1 in 3 odds and the Drake is what lives. See what he's got? It's not Brawl, it's not Mortal Strike, it is Inner Rage. Ah, very good. So he gets to kill my creature. Well, unluckily for my opponent, I have Hellfire to win the game. Okay, well, we made it to 8 wins. That's pretty awesome. Playing Warlock. This is, as we know, not my favorite class, although I think maybe, given how my last Warlock arenas have run, I'm going to have to put Warlock above Warrior. And I'm actually going to start putting it above, I might have to put it above Hunter even. Maybe even above Druid, I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll definitely keep playing with Warlock when it comes up in their rotation. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to play him extra, but I'll keep playing the Warlock when it comes around and see what we can do. This has been a pretty fun draft. I mean, the Hellfires definitely help, but that's a common card, so it's reasonable to expect those. Zardock, the Priest, good name. I'm not sure if that's a good Priest name, though. I figure that's more of like a Warlock name. Zardock, the Warlock. Okay, this is a very good card, but it is expensive. We're going to ship this back. It's a 4 cost. I would keep like a Yeti here, but not a Warden. It's just kind of passive. We'll keep, obviously, my 2-drop and my Hellfire in case things get out of control. Alright, well, this is a really nice hand. So maybe this is just a Warlock thing and not like to be generalizable across all classes, but I really feel like as a Warlock, I just always want to coin out my 2-drop. Just to be able to hold the fort, and because I get to draw a card, and it seems like coin for a card is a fair trade. In the worst case. But it's more than just coin for a card, it's like coin plus like getting something out. He's got Shadow Word Pain, well that's a bit sad. So it means my Shadow Sun Cleric will be wasted if I play it. However, my Earthen Ring Farseer will not be, as I will be healing up from my life tap, which is nice. Quiet beginning here. Bane of Doom is nice to have. I've been drawing my Epic a lot. Ysera hasn't been showing up, so we can't say in this draft that I've been, like, ridiculously lucky with Ysera. She's just shown up a normal amount of times. Panther is fine. It'll trade into my Farseer, which I'm okay with. And next turn we can play a Drake. It'll be, what, like a 4/7 it looks like? Yeah, 4/7. If it's the first thing I play in my turn, well, it'll be the only thing I play. That is a pretty decent drop for my opponent. Normally I'm not a big fan of this card, but on an empty board on turn 4 it's quite fine. Although my opponent chooses not to kill my creature. Interesting. Well, let's actually play this down then. If you're not gonna do it, then I'll take advantage of my creature being on the board to kill your stuff. So 4 + 2 is 6, not quite enough. My opponent really wants a Stampeding Kodo here to kill my Warden, or another Shadow Word Pain. Thoughtsteal, let's see, it could get him some good stuff. It could get him a Ysera. That would be annoying. It's not getting him any Hellfires, at least. It could get him a Mortal Quill. Then he could run his creatures in and finish it off. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff it could get him. It's kind of sad. But the good news is that I'm going to probably get to play Stampeding Kodo and kill this thing, which is nice. Or I could Bane of Doom and get a demon. Well, we'll see what happens. Ironbeak Owl. Oh, interesting. That is what I would say is a bit of a loose Ironbeak Owl. So he's just going for damage? I don't know about that. I'm not a big fan of that play, if we're being completely honest here. I actually have a lot of good plays I can make. I think the best one... it's tough to say. I do kind of want to trade off his creature since he is going, for my health. This seems really good to kill that, get a demon. The main issue with that plan is I'm not able to kill the Dragonling mechanic. If I play the Kodo, let's see, if I kill the Owl with my Warden and I play the Kodo to kill this, I can clear his board of creatures. So even though it robs me of a demon, I will make that play. So the disadvantage is that now I might not have a good target for Bane of Doom, but the advantage is I can now play Dread Infernal next turn, which is nice to play down. Man, I really hope my opponent didn't get Ysera. That would be sad. I really have to apply the pressure in case that is the case. Although I don't really have that much pressure other than the 6/6, so we'll see what he's got. I hope it's something that I can play this against. Harvest Golem. I am not concerned about that Harvest Golem. Demolisher. I am not concerned about that Demolisher. Wow, that was great. Okay. Well, let's just, let's see. Do I play this or do I actually play this big Taunter that I just drew? Let's think. If I play this, the Kodo can finish off the Demolisher. I can also use the Kodo there and then keep the Demolisher around. Yeah, I'm going to keep the Demolisher around. I just really don't respect that card at all. So we're going to do that. And let's actually dink away at the Demolisher, the reason being, Bane of Doom will finish it off next turn, if indeed I'm able to, you know, have the luxury of time to play that. Alright, so he's gonna get a bunch of health, and he has his own 6/6, so I kind of have to respect that. He's really just going for the throat all the way here. Alright, let's think about what to do here. The Defender of Argus adds a lot of options to my menu. So I could play... So if I play Bane of Doom, I only have 2 mana left, which is probably not going to be good this turn. I could attack the Demolisher, Bane of Doom, finish it off, get a Demon, trade our 6s. The issue there is if my Demon sucks, I'm kind of screwed. Another option, play Defender of Argus here. Now this thing plus my Warden will kill off the Demolisher. Actually, no, I actually have enough mana to play Shattered Sun Cleric. I could play this. Shattered Sun Cleric on this. It'll kill the Demolisher in one swipe, and then this will... Yeah, that seems really good. Okay, we're going to do this. Going to do that. Kills Demolisher. Kill this thing. Swing, a ling, and pass the turn. So now we're up to mind control territory, but what's really great is that mind controlling this... Oh man, I really hope my opponent mind controls this. That would be so great. I could actually Bane of Doom it and get my demon back, or a demon back. Holy Nova doesn't really kill anything other than my demons, so that's no good. Spell damage, though? Okay, spell damage plus Holy Nova, that will win the game. Mad Bomber. Alright, let's see what the Yellow Bomber has to say. Oh my god, he actually got it. Well, I gotta give that a well played. But now I have a Bane of Doom target, which is good, so if my opponent doesn't do anything else that is noteworthy with 6 mana, Bane of Doom will have a target, and I'll be very happy to use that target. Of course, many great things can be done with 6 mana. That, however, is not one of them. Does my opponent have his own Defender of Argus? Right in here? Nope. Oh my god, everything he has dies to Hellfire, but so does everything I have! Okay. Well, let's think very carefully about this. I could swing everything at him, so I could 8, 9, 12 damage, take him out of 17 health, then Hellfire, and just clear the board. Then I have 4 mana left. I can play a Twilight Drake on an empty board, so that's one option. Problem with that is it's kind of vulnerable to a mind control. So what we're going to do instead is be a little bit more mundane. Let's see what demon we get. Succubus. Not really my favorite. Let's go ahead and trade stuff off, I think. Let's just be safe. The nice thing is that my Warden and my Succubus survive against Holy Nova, which is nice, and there's no really good target here for a mind control. So, yeah. I'm not drawing cards, by the way. I'm preserving my life total. I really don't see the need of card draw. Dread Infernal, that's what he thought stole. Ha, we finally get to find out. It's actually a really well-played combo. That deserves a well-played. Okay. Mortal Coil. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to run this into that. I'm going to play Mortal Coil. Draw a card. Shilwind Yeti's a good time. I'm going to, unfortunately, have to give him a card, which is a bit sad. But we're going to play a Twilight Drake before it stops being good, and we're going to play a Yeti, and we're going to not forget to attack with my 1/2 and pass the turn. Man, I'm lagging like crazy. Let me see if I can... Nope, there's nothing else I can turn off other than my streaming software, so sorry, folks, for the lag. But anyway, we're hanging in there. Seems to still be working, and we've got an army of 4-power creatures, which is really cool. Shadow Madness is going to kill that and my Succubus. Still have this very strong army here, plus more to come, so I'm feeling good. I feel like my opponent probably did not steal Ysera. Otherwise, we would have... Although, she never really had an opening to play it, so it's still possible that he has Ysera up here. But it seems like I might be okay. And I'm actually not that bothered by mind control either here. Another Acolyte, okay. I do not really care about that guy. He could, of course, like, Divine Spirit, Inner Fire. You know what? Let's not give my opponent any outs. Let's just kill this thing. And give him a card. Fine. Let's put a bunch of big stuff on the board. And even a Blood Imp. Alright, so at this point he could play Mind Control Tech. That's a rare. He could steal one of my random creatures. I really don't care about that. This is a lot of power. 8, 11, 15, 16, 19, 22. He's dead next turn, even if he heals. So he has to kill some of my creatures or play a taunt or do something. Alright, there's the Mind Control. Pint-sized Summoner is hilariously irrelevant. I can't kill him this turn. Demon Fire. That's not super useful. Let's just go ahead and do this. That. Oh, sorry. Shoot. Always want to draw cards first. Now my life total is high enough that I do actually want to start drawing cards. Okay. You know, I could have enraged my own Raging Worgen if I had kept the Demon Fire, but we'll play it here. We will, yeah, I can't get the win, unfortunately. 8, 9, yeah, it's not close enough. So we're going to kill the Pint-sized Summoner, because I don't want my opponent to be able to combo. And we're actually going to start attacking with the Blood Imp, because every point of damage can make a difference. What's really interesting is that Hellfire will actually trigger Wind Fury on the Worgen, and because of the way that buffing works, even though the Blood Imp will die, this will actually stay at 1 health. Alright, so Holy Nova actually kept my Chillwind Yeti alive here. This is now enraged, so my opponent better have a plan for that. That's actually not going to do it. So, Holy Nova... whatever, my opponent was going to lose no matter what, but Holy Nova just kind of exacerbated things. All it really did was kill my Blood Imp. Now I'm going to hit him for, like, massive damage. I have the win on the board even without Hellfires. Yes, indeed, well played. So I was going to have the win anyway because I had Hellfire, but this way my opponent let me win without Hellfire. Alright, we get up to 9 wins with the Warlock. Holy cow-izzle. Where was I? At what point did I get my second loss? I think I was at 4-2, actually. So this draft could have, you know, easily, the Arena Run could have easily ended in mediocrity, but instead, we have achieved greatness! So if you enjoyed the video, do please like and or subscribe. I would appreciate that tremendously. And if you just can't get enough of Papa Boris, then folks, let us commence. Papa Boris's Happy Fun Time bonus hour. So we got up to 9 wins. My last pack from the arena was entirely duplicates. Let's hope that we get some good gold, and let's hope that we get a good pack. I actually really like getting a 9 wins because you can get double packs, which is exciting. You can get gold cards, which is exciting. Angry Chicken? Are you kidding me? Ugh. It's almost as bad as the Golden Mist, but hey, I'll take the double pack. Alright. Does anyone know, can you get like Golden Epics or Golden Legendaries for 9 wins? That would be really cool if you could. Anyway, this is what? This is 190 gold. It's a bit on the low end, but I'll take the double pack quite happily here. It's that Angry Chicken that was robbing me of more gold. Yeah, 135 plus 55, yeah, it's 190 gold, so we get 2 packs. Let's hope we get some new cards. And maybe a legendary. Epic, that's great. Oh, Golden Epic, Pit Lord. Oh my gosh! I actually wanted to make a deck with this, so now I'll be able to play that. There's our rare. Garbage, and Druid of the Cloud. Good comment. Okay, that's fine, that was great. Happy to get an Epic. 2 rares here. These are pretty nice ones. I don't know if I have them yet. We're about to find out. I think a lot of those commons are going to be duplicates. One of those rares is duplicates, and 6 of the commons were. But hey, whatever, man. Some good dust, some good cards. Did I have any more Pit Lords, or do I just have the one? Pit Lords. Pit Lord. No, I just have the one, so I'm going to have to craft the other one if I want to make that deck. We'll see if I want to do that or not. Okay, let's go ahead and take a sneak peek at our next arena. We are going to play Shaman, Warrior, or Mage. I'm still really scarred by Warrior. I just do not have good fortune with him. But maybe... I mean, I know I played Mage and Shaman recently. Maybe we'll just go ahead and play Shaman, see if we can rekindle the streak after busting it at our last attempt. Anyway, that'll do for today. If you enjoyed the video, please like and or subscribe. And if you want to watch more arena runs, so stay tuned, because they're going to be coming up soon. I'll see you then.